Good morning. Welcome to your Saturday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, and I am excited today because it is workshop day. So this morning I will be teaching a workshop on discovering your bold self, and this afternoon I'll be teaching a workshop on basically dreaming into your true self. So I'm really looking forward to that. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome, welcome. It is a good day. The air quality is still cruddy here, but hopefully tomorrow we're going to get some rain and that may clear some things up. We'll see. We'll see. So, cool deck for today. I'm really excited about this deck and this card. And actually, as I was pulling the card, I noticed the heading on the introduction card and thought, I don't think I've read that card to all of us for a while. And I think it is a nice way to frame up the card that we're actually going to have for today. So I will do that. But I also did my meditation already, and the gist of the meditation today was breathing for balance. Good morning, Cindy. Welcome. Glad you are here. Breathing for balance. So let's just do that for a moment. And what I'd like you to do is every breath you inhale, I want you to think the word so, and every breath you exhale, the word hum. We will have fun. We will have an amazing time. Thank you, Carolyn. Breathing in so, and breathing out hum. So, hum. And just going with that. Basically what you're doing is you're acknowledging the breath, the value of the breath, that I always say this, everything moves on the breath. If you're stuck, breathe. If you have emotions that aren't moving, breathe. If you can't think your way through something, breathe. It will move everything, all right? So just keep the breathing going right now. Just noticing how that feels to fill your lungs up. What I notice is a little bit of irritation from the haze out there after walking TJ. Yes, yes, yes. Fritz Pearls. Fritz Pearls. Yes, yes, yes. So just keep the breath going. Just filling yourself up with the energy of today. The energy of today, right? So this is funny. I'm sitting here and I'm looking, I'm going, what is that on my cheek? It's the rainbow that Carolyn posted, and it's right there on my cheek. I love it. I love it. I love it. So our card for today comes from the Carolyn Meese deck, Wisdom for Healing cards. Wisdom for Healing. And if you're not familiar with Carolyn Meese, she is a medical intuitive who has operated for the last, she's been around forever. I don't know, 30 years. But her intuitive, innate wisdom is to help people with their physical problems, their health issues, and often that being related to mental, emotional, spiritual issues that manifest physically. Imagine that, right? So, as you continue to breathe deeply and easily, I want to read her, her little bio card, but on the back of it is the introduction, dear friend. So I just want to read the dear friend part because I think it sets the stage beautifully for our card for today. Dear friend, healing is more than confronting the challenge of an illness. The wise approach is to realize that it's a lifestyle requiring constant attention to the well-being of your mind, body, and spirit. Of all the many factors that healing and living a healthy life require, becoming an empowered individual is the most important. That's also the most difficult. So, thus the workshops today. My goal with these workshops is to help the women who are coming to move into a place of self-empowerment. Because again, from there, healing occurs. Illness often forces you to begin the journey of personal empowerment, as do loss, loneliness, and other life crises. It's very difficult to know where and how to begin that quest, which is why I created these cards. Personal empowerment begins with small choices that set enormous changes in motion. How many times have we talked about that? Not overvaluing the leaps and bounds, but truly valuing the baby steps that over time change things forever, right? Personal empowerment begins with small choices that set enormous changes in motion. This happens because of what each small choice symbolizes at the level of personal power. To change one small habit, for example, is to bring an entirely different flow of energy and thus power into your life. That energy, in turn, adds to the quality of thoughts and inspiration in your mind, body, and spirit, allowing for a different current of ideas and creativity. One positive action can create an entirely new life. Do you like that? One positive action can create an entirely new life. I love that. These cards were created for repeated use, as the task of keeping healthy on a physical, spiritual, and emotional level is lifelong. Enjoy and God bless, Caroline Meese. So I just think that lays out beautifully what our work is, And here is our card for today. I love this. The picture's really cool. I'm going to move it closer so you can see the words flying out of her coffee cup. Observe your conversations. Observe your conversations. So, today's lesson. Observe the conversations you engage in today. We're going to have a great opportunity. Thank you, Cindy, for posting that. We're going to have a great opportunity today at the workshops to pay attention to how is our languaging. Welcome to whomever else has popped on. Glad you're here. Because how we language things makes all the difference, right? We've been working on Sharon Ellison's book, Taking the War Out of Our Words. Her premise being that the warlike language of the English language is problematic. It creates problems for us. And to modify the language will create, kind of like Caroline Meese is saying, all the difference. All the difference. Observe the conversations you engage in today. Are they productive or mean-spirited? Are they filled with gossip or stimulating information? Your goal? To recognize the quality of information you feed your mind each day. To recognize the quality of information you feed your mind each day. So, when someone is gossiping, do you have a sense of how to deal with that? It can be as simple as saying, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about and name something else. It can be being even more blunt. I don't like to gossip. It just doesn't get us anywhere. It can be changing the conversation without any reference to the gossip that's just been spewed. It can be walking away. It can be anything and everything that allows you to move into that empowered place. What empowers you? Pay attention, too, to how you feel. One of the greatest cues in terms of are you engaging in good, healthy conversation is how you feel. If you talk to a particular person and you end up feeling drained after that conversation, there's probably some things that occurred in that conversation that weren't of the highest order. So maybe you want to steer clear of that person a little bit. Maybe you want to have a conversation, a kind, loving conversation with them about, I did this with my sister. She and I oftentimes would get on the phone and go through this litany of all the work we had done for the day and how pooped we were because of all this work we had done for the day. And finally I called that out. Have you noticed how all we tend to talk about is how much work we've done? Could we talk about something else? Could we talk about things we want to do? Could we talk about some fun we had? Could we talk about a conversation that was good with someone? It did help shift things. We need to keep tuning that up, kind of like what she says here. The cards were created for repeated use, as the task of keeping healthy on a physical, spiritual, and emotional level is lifelong. We don't just make a tweak and it's good forevermore, amen. We keep practicing with that tweak so that it becomes habitual, and we keep noticing when there are times that things need to be shifted. So, today, recognize the quality of information you feed your mind each day. I had a client at one point who was an older man, was highly anxious, tons of sleep disturbance, etc., etc., etc. He was in recovery from alcohol, did not want to relapse, obviously, but just had all this anxiety, etc. So we kind of walked through his day. He was watching hours and hours and hours of Fox News. So my prescription for him was no Fox News for a week, an entire week. He did it, and his anxiety dissipated, absolutely dissipated. He had been feeding himself what he thought was news. I have to keep up on things. In a way, though, that was so unhealthy, so unhealthy. So what about in your life? What are the things that you feel obligated to that really don't serve you, that actually feed the non-productivity, the anxiety, the depression, the whatever? Yeah, that have to be informed thing. I don't watch the news. I believe that whatever I need to know about is going to be brought to me in some way or another. So for instance, when the Titanic thing was unfolding, someone mentioned it. So then I went and looked it up. Oh, now I'm aware of what's going on. When emails come through and it's on a topic that I'm interested in, like the recent win for the Oil and Water Don't Mix group against Enbridge and their nasty line 5, I saw the headline on the thing and I read it because I was excited that progress is being made on ceasing the flow of oil and natural gas through this 70-year-old pipeline that is constantly having leaks. So when I need to know something, I trust it's going to show up in some way or another. Someone will mention something, whatever. All right? So that is our card for today. Observe your conversations. Pay attention to, what do you talk about? There's a CD that I listened to over and over and over again when I was in qualification for becoming a director in Mary Kay and earning the use of my free car, that was entitled What You Talk About. And she was a national sales director, might still be, I'm not sure, that was 15 years ago, named Joanne Barnes. And her whole talk was about what you talk about. What you talk about, you bring about. What are you putting your energy into? Are you paying attention to what you want or what you don't want? Wherever you put your energy, that's where it's going to manifest. That's what's going to flow. All right? So be disciplined about where you allow your energy to go. When Mother Teresa said, if you have an anti-war rally, don't invite me. If you have a pro-peace rally, I'll be there. Okay? She understood that difference between fighting against what you don't want, which just empowers it, or seeking what you do want, which empowers that. So that's it for today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Observe your conversations. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.